Hey everyone, welcome to Books and Brew. Good to see you guys. Oh my god. It's Friday. Finally. Sorry, usually whenever it comes to the weekend, I always have to give out it's held up in here. I have to let it out real hard, you know?
I feel like the week went by fast. Like it didn't want to go by fast, but then it went by fast.
I feel the first half went really quick. That's how I feel. And then I feel like Thursday and Friday kind of dragged on a little bit of Wednesday too. I feel, you know what it is? The moment I start streaming for Oris, it just starts to slow down for me. Everything else is poof, done, which is insane. But before we begin, a few announcements for you guys. First and foremost, we will not be streaming tomorrow, unfortunately. We don't have any Magic in Mostad, episode 61. Pretty crazy.
We will next week, though.
We will next week. In addition to that, I will be guest starring on another channel. Let me go and pull the details. Can't believe I didn't have that ready. But essentially, I'll be playing a one-shot of Bunkers and Badasses, which is a Borderlands version of D&D. It's going to be on the... Okay, hold on. Here we go. The World Building Weirdos channel. They have their own sort of selection of one-shots that they do. They do their one-shots like every month, which is crazy. I can't pump out... We tried that once in 2021.
We tried it this year, too. But, like, it's just... We did one in March. I thought we did one in February. And then we did one in January. And then, like, we were like, I'm done for April.
Well, yeah, I mean, we were... For some reason, we found a way to fit in a bunch of one-shots for the last half of 2021. And then a little bit at the beginning of 2022. I cannot handle that.
We needed a gap, though. Well, but I mean, if they're only doing... Not to negate anybody's work, because it is work. But I mean, if that's like only what they do is one shot and not the main campaign, maybe that's why it's more feasible for them.
Possible.
Also, we gotta give a shout out to Mithril Armory to go check out their Kickstarter for their dice because it ends on Tuesday.
Yeah.
And they met all their stretch goals, but they're adding new things if they get new goals met and like exceed their expectations. So definitely go give them I was gonna say a shout out. You can give them a shout out too. My brain's not firing all.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Definitely check out their page. Check out their Kickstarter. They're on Instagram and Twitter. And
show them some love.
Poor Dave had the Rona. So,
oh, yeah, that's right. He was sick.
So he's been trying to get that Kickstarter.
And he's also the one who's currently giving away the 1020s, which you can still win. We're gonna give them away until Dave tells us to stop. And even when he goes, wait, no, I didn't agree to that many. We have one to give away. I think we have two.
We have a few.
We have a few. We can give them away too. So, show some love to Mithril. They definitely showed us some love, so we want to show some love back. Let's see.
We have our one shot coming up.
Yeah, so the following week after this one's going to be pretty busy. So obviously on the 11th, I have my one shot where I'll be a guest player on the World Building Weirdos. Friday, once again, Books and Brew. So 11th, the 13th, the 14th, Magic in Mostad, episode 61. And the 15th, we're going to have our new one-shot, a Wizard's Quarrel, or just Wizard's Quarrel, as it says in the promotion. I'll have another reminder, promo to go up probably this weekend. A story of unbridled love and pettiness. So we'll definitely see.
I'm just helping with the pettiness part. I'm not helping with the unbridled love.
Let's see. I think I want to give let's see if I'm going to pull up the document here just so I can give the right shout outs, because we are actually having a bunch of new faces join us and I'm really excited to have them here. We are going to be joined by Titan Fish Killer. Titan, once again, we love her. She plays such...
She always has good quirks for her characters.
Always good characters. It never fails to surprise me how well her characters are. We're also going to be joined for the first time ever. I'm going to butcher the name, but I'll get it right by the time the stream happens. Periella. She's a cosplayer, a crafter on TikTok. She's done things that not only just D&D, but like anime and things like that. Very geek culture, which we absolutely love.
I wonder if she's gonna cosplay for this.
I don't know, but I'm gonna be super jealous if she does. I'm not gonna be ready for that. And then we're joined by Katie, or also known by Unyielding Bastion on TikTok as well. She's an upcoming dice maker using resin. She hasn't opened a shop or anything as of yet, but she is showcasing her path towards dice making. So we're seeing her at the early stages, which is we've had dice makers before on the show. It's just really excited to see someone who's like, I like this idea, I'm gonna go showcase my path towards it. And she's showcasing, like, you know, obviously like mistakes, and then she's like, oh, this is my attempt number 1, throws it away, attempt number 2. So it's like, it's so interesting to see this pathway. I'm so happy she said yes.
I mean, we'll still roll them if you send them to us.
For reals.
As long as they have numbers we can actually see.
I think the funny thing here is that, and it fits so well with the story, we're going to be joined by all women, including yourself, because you're going to be joining us as well.
Yes. I forgot. I should probably show Dave's dice.
Oh, yeah, let's go back to Dave.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
I have so many things in this drawer. I recently tried to get rid of things in the drawer.
Oh, a little to your left. There you go. Ooh.
I don't want to drop them because they are.
Yeah, they will damage.
Spiky.
Yeah, I feel
they're not super heavy. Like, I feel like the metal ones that, like, when I throw it, it sounds like I threw a brick.
It sounds good. Could you do that next to your? Just jingle the thing next to the mic.
Oh, we're doing ASMR now.
Yeah.
I can't.
I didn't jingle.
Many. There's too many in there. Hold on.
Just grab like 3. Just grab 3. Oh yeah, here you go. That's a smart move. Oh yeah, it's like a packet of coins. It actually sounds like the sound effect things for coins. That's really cool.
Now you can hear it.
Oh, so good. It has a very satisfying tink.
Mike has too much ASMR. I can't do that. Those people have patience. They make money. I don't have patience, nor the storage space. I have an infant on the way.
Anyways, beyond that, let's go ahead and talk about today's topic, which is what we've been covering for the last 2 weeks. This will probably be the last time we cover it in a while, unless there's an update. We want to revisit some ideas. But the wizards, once again, wizards are your magic boys, you know,
or girls,
or girls,
or theys,
or
all the above. In case
they're
I'm
your
missing
magic
anybody.
people, you know, they're the ones who don't really yield a weapon. They can yield a weapon. You can actually get a dagger as one of your starting equipment items. Imagine a wizard with a dagger, you know.
Sorry guys, keep trying to fix my pants.
Yeah, you're right.
I don't know. They're
over
like meh, and I don't like them.
If you keep bringing attention to it, it's gonna be bad.
There, I fixed it.
Okay. So yeah, we've covered a bunch of wizards so far. The Abjuration, which is very like defensive, extra HP. We talked about Conjuration, summoning friends and making those friends bigger and stronger. Divination, your fortune tellers. We've talked about Enchantment, who once again I still believe are the most evil wizards. No, it's true. 5.
I know you went on a rant last time. You don't got to re-explain the rant to me this time.
Got it. You got it. Illusionary Wizard, something that I'm really excited. I want to play that eventually in a long-term game. I want to do that. Necromancers. We all know I feel like since Necromancer is considered the evil one, everyone knows it. Everyone's dabbled in necromancy. The Order of the Scribes we've talked about, sort of the nerdiest nerds of all nerddom. And then the War Magic, basically your tanks, but they're wizards. Isn't that weird?
Like there's generally a tanky subclass to everybody.
Generally, right?
And if it's not tanky, then it's probably semi-broken or just it's new.
You still messing with that?
Yep. It's an OCD thing, man. And it's not... There we go.
Okay. All right. Don't move your forehead. Don't do that, because that's gonna ruin it.
No.
First of all, I think we can hint a little bit of what our players are gonna be playing as, at least one of them, because it fits well what we're gonna about to talk about. The School of Evocation. One of our one-shot players are playing this.
It's not me.
No, it's not you.
I'll give you a hint. It's not me.
But essentially, evocations are your powerful wizards. The one who are like, you want a fireball? I'll show you a fucking fireball and make things explode and hurt and damage. They're the barbarians of wizards. It says here they cast powerful elemental effects like bitter cold, searing flame, rolling thunder, crackling lightning, and burning acid. They find employment in military forces, serving as artillery that blast enemies of war. You know, they are a spectacle of power, but pretty weak still, because they're still wizards. They're your essential glass cannon. Pretty good. Would you ever play an Evocation wizard?
I don't see myself in a wizard. I feel like sorcerer is probably the squishiest I've gone, next to warlock.
Have you played a sorcerer before?
No.
No?
This would be the first time.
Oh, we're hinting
outed
it.
myself.
You just outed yourself. Look at that.
Yeah.
Cannot keep it.
Warlock was definitely squishy. Druid
Warlock's
was
squishy.
Druid was squishy in the beginning levels, just because she couldn't wear.
Yeah.
Even then, even like level 10, she couldn't wear metal armor. All she had was leather.
Do you consider squishiness AC or HP?
I would say HP only because, like, yeah, they can hit you, but if you got a mean old pool, like, you're gonna stay up for a while.
If that's the case, then I would argue with you that the druid, at least the moon druids, which are usually you play, are squishy in that aspect because they can wild shape into
I've only ever played one moon druid. Everybody's like, you played druid? I was like, once, y'all, once.
I was gonna say, no, again, because you were like, oh, I was pretty squishy until level 10. Even when you were able to transform into a dire wolf, that was pretty. That's 30 HP, near 40. They bring you down, and then you can do it again. So technically, you have 80 HP to burn through.
That's when I was first playing, though. So I think for her, I counted her armor class, just because she couldn't ever change it. She was only like, unless she got a cloak of protection, which she never got, which she never bought, which she never came across. So it was always just studded leather armor because that's all she could wear. It wasn't until we fought a fucking dragon that we figured out you could technically wear the dragon skin as armor.
Again, it's sort of you have to ask yourself what makes you squishy, AC or HP. And the reason why I asked that is because in early stages, barbarians are technically low AC.
Yeah,
but
they have a bigger pool than
they have a big
else.
HP pool, and when they rage, that doubles their pool because everything they're taking is half damage. So that's why I say druids are not necessarily squishy, but wizards are. That's what we're talking about now. As an evocation wizard at level 2, you get sculpting spells. You can create pockets of relative safety within the effects of your evocation spells. When you use a spell that affects other creatures that you can see, you can choose a number of them equal to the spell's level +1, and those automatically save on the saving throw, and they take no damage. So essentially, if you're doing a Burning Hands spell, which is a 15-foot cone, and you know this, whenever someone does spells and they're like, oh, it's a 15-foot cone,
you have to angle it.
Can I angle it so I don't get my friends? And you're like, oh, you can, but you're gonna miss this guy. Shoot. Well, this one you can go, no, everyone gets it. You, and you. You're safe.
I'm normally pretty good about either being side by side with you guys or like trying to be the opposite direction. But I mean, that's normally like comes into play with what you are. Like if you're in the front, you're in the front. If you're in the back, you're in the back for a reason.
Yeah. So that's so useful. I know sorcerers have to do careful spells to, like meta magic, to just do that. This happens all the time. You get to choose that. And it doesn't say here that there is an amount of times that you have to do this. You could just constantly do it. So you can always protect your friends, which is nice. Do damage, protect your friends. You can also do Potent Cantrip at level 6. At level 6, the damaging cantrips affect even creatures that avoid the brunt of the effect. When a creature succeeds on a saving throw against a cantrip, the creature takes half the cantrip's damage, but suffers no additional effect. This is your, I think it's like, not Cone of Cold, that's something different. Let me go through the wizard spells. At least it's cantrips, that's easier to go through.
Cone of Cold, Druids have.
Yeah, that's not it. That's not. I was thinking Ray of Frost, but Ray of Frost is a roll for damage type. Okay, here we go. I think, all right, here, the first one that showed up, Acid Splash. Acid Splash, you need to choose a few creatures within range. They must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage. The way it's worded is that if they make the save, they take no damage. This ability that you have, the potent cantrips, is that even if they succeed, they take some damage. So you are hitting someone regardless if they succeed.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, most of these spells are like, you hit,
or half.
or
hit
nothing.
or half.
0. You know, and this one is like, okay, well, you can actually hit half. At 10th level, you get Empowered Evocation. Beginning at 10th level, you can add your Intelligence modifier to 1 damage roll of any Wizard Evocation spell you cast. This doesn't have a limit, so whenever you roll damage, you can always add your Intelligence. So, extra 5. That adds up. I mean, 5 points of damage per roll you're doing, or per spell per turn. That adds up. Not bad. I think the thing it says here is it says damage rolls. If you do area effects, that's a roll damage for each one, so they each take an additional 5. That's really, like a fireball, that's really helpful. 3d6 plus 5, that's like a free 5 that you just rolled extra. It's great. And the last thing you get is Overchanneled. At 14th level, you increase the power of your simpler spells. When you cast a wizard spell of 1st level through 5, that deals damage. You can deal the max damage with that spell.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty good. The first time you do so, you suffer no adverse effects.
Oh.
If you use this feature again before taking a long rest, you take 2d12 necrotic damage for each level of that spell immediately after you cast it.
Fuck.
Each time you use this feature again before taking a long rest, the damage you incur increases by 1d12. This damage ignores resistance and immunity, so you're pumping out, like, the first, you want to do this maybe twice, you know?
And definitely not like a 5th level, because you probably won't survive it.
Probably not. But let's think. A fireball, which again is the most agreed upon the most damaging spell early on, does 8d6. So that's at 3rd level. If you cast it at 4th level, that's 9d6, and you do it at 5th level, that's 10d6. 10 times 6 is, so that's 60 points of damage to everyone within that area. And you could just, and if your friends are there, you can go, no, you guys are safe. No one's taking 60 points of damage. Those 10 people are, though. And you just empower that ability, which is really, really cool. But yeah, what do you think of Evocation Wizard so far?
It's not bad. I just feel like, I don't know. I would hate to be in the back all the time, but I mean, I was in the back for a while with certain characters.
You don't like being in the back, do you?
I guess not. I just feel like, because, I don't know, I feel like people gotta babysit you. And it's not that you're not powerful in your own right. It's just like, fuck, when you're getting into higher levels, like if you take one good hit from somebody and you don't got like a buff or something to help you negate it, you down. And then now they gotta worry about your dead ass on the ground and this thing. So like, I don't know, I don't like being an inconvenience, but I think that's more of my personality trait than a D&D trait. So I guess it shows in that weird way.
Weird.
But like the Warlock thing was a squishy thing. Like I got real nervous with her just because she was already squishy, and then I hate the stupid trope of Warlock where it's like, you have these spells, but you have to cast them at this stupid ass level. I'm like, but what if I don't want to cast them at that stupid ass level?
You know what's funny? I think I have you pegged a little bit now.
I like the versatility, and to say that you can only cast this one thing at this level is just like...
Well, the reason why I say that I have you pegged, because Warlocks and Druids have the same, I believe they have the same hit die. Now,
I think everybody does. It's just like a D8.
Now I could be wrong.
Or
I think
D6.
I think I'm right though. So that would make both druids and warlocks, both in your definition, a little squishy.
Yeah, but Vera's beefy as all fucking. She also has a D8. She doesn't have anything special.
Oh, I have to look that up now.
So that's why I was just like, a D8 is standard, I think, unless you're like a beefcake
All right,
or
cleric,
a
druid, and warlock. Let's think here. All right,
I think-
D8 for cleric. D8 for druid. I think you're right. I think you're 100% right. And D8 for warlock. I think it's just how you build it.
Yeah, because I feel like a D8 is on average, unless you're like a barbarian and it's like a D10 or a D12.
Or a fighter.
Yeah. Like, unless you're like you're really meant to be that powerhouse, like just by verbatim or standard, like everybody just gets a D8.
I think I have you pegged, and the reason I say that is because when you play druids, I know we always like to say that you want to play a druid.
I was like,
But the reason why I think that, not to say that you do, and you don't. You absolutely do not play a druid all the time. And we played numerous one-shots and you don't. What you play a lot is paladins.
no. No.
Haven't you played like two or three paladins so far?
No, it's always just been Lilith. I reuse her a couple of times.
Alright, there was Lilith, and then wasn't there Edith?
She was a cleric.
Oh, she was a cleric.
She's a death cleric. Oh no, she's not a death cleric. She's a grave cleric.
Grave cleric, correct. Oh, you never even really got to use her a lot. Which is really sad.
She's pretty good too. It's just I didn't feel like bringing her out because I made her. I'm not saying the opposite of Vera because Vera is a very strong but like hard ass. Edith is very devout. So like Edith is devout in the sense of where she's quiet. She's not as loud as Vera until you piss her off.
I feel like on a fundamental level, they are different. They're like complete opposites. I feel like on a not on a like satirical level. Like obviously they're both clerics. They both have wants and needs, and they both have like sort of the strong attribute to them.
Well, I made her completely opposite in the sense of like she didn't have social interaction. She doesn't have parents. She doesn't have a love interest. She doesn't have any of those things.
100% 180.
All she knows is the church, and even like not that to say that she particularly likes those people. There's people that like I'm sure she's more fond of than others, and some that she's legitimately would level with you. Yeah, she's kind of a bitch for being somebody that's holy, but like never says it. But like, if somebody were to ask her, it'd be like, but like she's very much, I serve who I serve, and she's my friend, my mom, my God, and everybody else she doesn't quite understand because she didn't have that opportunity to be like, let's have normal, like a standard friendship. She was just like, I communicate with you because I live here.
Well, I think
versus
wild to think about.
Like, let's go have a drink because we're friends. It's like, I don't
essentially
do that.
Your cleric could have been something 100% different, which would have been interesting. Let's move on so we can actually get through the rest of these lists here. Next one is going to be School of Transmutation, which is a class we haven't covered yet, and I think
That's
both
what Caleb
of us
was, right?
we both know Caleb.
That's not what we named you after. We technically had your name before.
You were a student.
Mighty Nine.
You were a student of spells that modify energy and matter. To you, the world is not a fixed thing, but elementally malleable. You delight in being an agent of change. You wield the raw stuff of creation and learn to alter both physical forms and mental queries. Your magic gives you the tools to become a smith on reality's forge. This sounds epic, and I can see why Liam picked it. Some transmuters are tinkerers, pranksters, turning people into toads or transforming copper into silver for fun or occasional profit. Others pursue other magical studies with deadly seriousness, seeking the power of gods to make and destroy worlds. Holy fuck.
That was his teacher.
Yeah, 100%. Second level, you get Minor Alchemy. When you select this school, you can temporarily alter the physical properties of one non-magical item, changing it from one substance to another. You can perform a special alchemist procedure on one object composed of wood, stone, not gemstone, iron, copper, or silver, and transforming it into different of one of these materials.
I was gonna say, it wasn't that like his little rock, but I think his rock negated effects or gave him a buff.
Not yet. This was early in Mighty Nine where Caleb and Not tried to sell Jester a bowl that would change their copper into silver.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And they sold the bowl for 5 gold. And I remember looking at that, I was like, there is no bowl that does that. And I remember looking into the transmuter and I was like, oh, he's using minor alchemy. He's transforming it. Because that's what it took him 10 minutes to do. So he got like 3 pieces of silver or copper and he was like, whew. And now they're silver. So they are technically worth more. However, they only last an hour. And they do take your concentration. And I remember even that in the show where he was like, and then they revert back. I'm sorry. I couldn't. Because that's by that time they were like, we were scamming you. At 6th level, this is what you were talking about. This is where they get really, really powered up. They get the Transmuter Stone. At 6th level, you spend 8 hours creating a Transmuter Stone that stores transmutative power. You can benefit from the stone yourself. You can benefit from it or give it to an additional creature. He's done this a few times, Caleb. The creature gains the benefits of your choice as long as the stone is in the creature's possession. When you create the stone, choose the following benefits. Dark vision, up to 60 feet. And he's given himself dark vision in the past. Increased speed by 10 feet. Proficiency in constitution saving throws. And resistance to acid, cold, fire, lightning, or thunder damage. You choose your choice whenever you choose this benefit. Sorry, hard to read. Whenever you cast a transmuter spell of 1 or higher, you can change the effect of your stone. So, we've seen this a few times.
I just realized something, and it's not about wizards, it's about Vera, because you made me think about it. I accidentally, I don't know if I like subconsciously did it, but I made her multifaceted like the goddamn seasons. Because she gets angry, like what red is essentially fall. But she gets like devout, which I will say was like her gold color, or like really into what Palor is and can do for her. And then there's purple, which is just her normal, I'm a little shit, I'm with my family, and I like to goof around.
Uh-huh.
And then winter's her sadness. And I was just like, oh, that's kind of like... that's her in a nutshell, but like those are her facets.
Not to play devil's advocate, because I like challenging you. It is a very fun thing I like to do.
I didn't do it on purpose.
No. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Isn't those 4 elements / feelings something that everyone experiences?
Yeah, but I feel like she's the one that outwardly puts them so much like ahead of everything else. Rolly's either mad or hungry. And Savannah's just nosy. Like we said, she's the epitome of the fuck around find out character. But like I think Vera goes through the facets faster and on the daily almost more than everybody else.
I can see that. At 10th level, you get Shape Changer. At 10th level, you add the Polymorph spell to your spell book. If it's not already there, you can cast Polymorph without expending a spell slot. And when you do so, you can only target yourself and transform into a beast whose challenge rating is 1 or lower. Once you cast Polymorph this way, you cannot do so again, so you take a short or long rest. That's pretty good because Polymorph is a very strong spell, and you can transform yourself, and you could take a short rest and do it again. We've seen this before where Caleb has transformed into giant eagles, especially to keep up with Jester. Yeah. And at 14th level, the last ability that they get is Master Transmuter. Starting at 14th level, you can use your action to constitute a reservoir of transmuter magic within your stone. You can basically release it one single blast. When you do so, you can choose the following effects. Your Transmuter Stone is then destroyed, and you cannot remake it until you take a long rest. By the way, to remake your Transmuter Stone takes an hour. Doesn't cost anything. Just takes some hour of time. You can do Minor Transformation. You can transmute one non-magical item, no larger than 5 foot cube. By the way, that's 5 feet is still big. You can transform it into another object of size or matter, or of equal or lesser value. Guess what? It doesn't have any limitations on the type of material. So if you wanted to transmute, you know, lead into gold, you can do that for...
Wait,
It doesn't say that there is a...
limit.
It doesn't say there's a limit. It doesn't say, like, you have to concentrate. So you can just do that. If you wanted to. You know, that's a smart thing to do if you wanted to get through a door and everyone's tried everything they can and it's just a wooden door that just no one can get through. You can go, fine, hold on. You transform into paper. Now the door is paper and you can just walk through. No one thinks about that.
Well, no, I mean, when we really want to think about shit, we either just aren't thinking of it, or like when we break shit, we really break shit with you. That's just generally how it works.
You get pancetta. Pancetta? I don't know.
Like cheese or bread?
I don't know. P-A-N-A-C-E-A. Pancetta?
I don't know.
You remove all curses, diseases, and poisoning effects from a creature that you touch with your Transmuter Stone. The creature also regains all of its hit points. This is a full restore.
Apparently in one language it means bacon. It means bacon in Spanish.
P-A-N-A-C.
Wait, what? Spell one more time?
I'm spelling it for you right now. P-A-N-A-C.
There's one more A.
E-A.
E-A. I was putting a T. What is that?
Did you find it? Here.
Oh, it says, comes from the Greek word all, meaning all healing. It says she was a goddess of healing.
Oh, it's a goddess? Right here. Everyone's gonna hear it. Ready?
Panacea.
Panacea.
I was like, pancetta's food.
Pancetta. Another thing that you can do is you can do Restore Life. You can cast the Raise Dead spell
Everybody gets all the bread.
on a creature that you touch with a Transmuter Stone. For those you don't know, Raise Dead is pretty cool. It's like what is it, like a 5th level spell? It is a 5th level spell.
Bro, you could fake yourself to be... hey, I don't condone it because I don't know what people practice, nor do I condone
What's going on
falsifying a prophet. But yo, if you wanted a D&D play Jesus, and you like really wanted to just do bread and fish, and that was a thing, you could just be making bread all over the place.
Was Jesus a transmuter wizard?
I'm just saying, because
He was a transmutation wizard?
You said it wrong, and I thought here that means bread. So
Minor transformation.
So I was just like, was the man just making bacon and bread?
One non-magical object. You can technically, could you do like a crate of fish? What if you got a crate of hay?
I mean, to be fair, clerics have create food and water.
True.
So we could also use that trope for that.
But-
I just thought this was funny because it was a very specific bread.
But Jesus never wore plate armor.
That we know of.
That we know of. He did wear.
You don't know.
We've seen.
I mean, he may have known his fate. He might have wore a few layers.
Oh boy, we're getting to weird territory. The last thing that you can do with your Transmuter Stone is you can use Restore Youth. You touch the Transmuter Stone to a willing creature. You can also do that yourself. And that creature's age is reduced by 3d10 years to a minimum of 13 years. To a minimum. Oh, shoot. This effect does not extend the creature's lifespan. It just makes you look younger.
Oh, so like a facelift.
Oh my god, yes! Imagine if you... Oh, I have to... Did you get it?
I smacked it, but I didn't kill it.
There's like a little
moth.
moth.
I already have a hole in my dresses because of you, asshole.
We have to close the closet. Something's happening. There you go.
Probably attracted because it's damn light, but how do you get in here?
I don't know. We've been getting little bugs. All right, so that's the Transmuter Wizards. Let's move on. We got 2 more to go, and we're gonna burn through them. All right. What are you doing?
He's staying still.
You're gonna get them.
I want to hit the light.
You're gonna hit the light. Uh-oh. Well, guys, if we lose a light, we know we all saw what happened.
There was a baby in the middle.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. You gonna get it? End of it. Oh, Oh, he's fluttering. He's fluttering.
He's fluttering?
He's fluttering. He's gone. Just keep your shoe on.
He's seen the chancla.
Just keep your shoe on hand.
Somehow he's seen the sandal.
What are you doing? All right.
'Cause I'm not gonna hit computers and lights if I don't have to. That was just because I couldn't, like, smack it.
Next type of wizard is the Wizard of...
Chronergy.
What?
You heard it.
Canucci?
Chronergy.
Chronogy.
Oh.
Chronogy.
That's not what Google said.
You force the manipulation
sounded
of...
like a Spanish word for kitchen mixed with something slang word for something else. That's all I'm gonna say.
You force the manipulation of time. You have the flow of time on your hands. You can bend the flow. At second level, you get Chronal Shift. You can magically exert time control, a limited control over the flow of time around a creature. As a reaction, after you or a creature you can see within 30 feet of you makes an attack roll, ability check, or saving throw.
Oh, Chronergy. You
can force the creature to re-roll. You make this decision after you see whether or not the roll fails or succeeds. So essentially, if someone's about to hit you or someone's about to fail something, you can go, no, rah! Try it again. So you can force that. Temporal awareness. At second level, you can add your intelligence score to your initiative roll. You're way quicker. Because you can see time. Minor stasis. At 6th level, as an action, you can magically force a large or smaller creature that you can see within 60 feet of you to make a con save. Until the saving throw, unless the saving throw is a success, the creature is ensnared in a field of magical energy until the end of your next turn, or until the creature takes any damage. Well, encased this way, the creature is incapacitated at the speed of 0. Essentially, it's a free old person.
Sound like you said a free old person.
A free old person. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. So that's pretty good. Like, hold! Hi! Gotcha.
Yeah.
At 10th level, you get Arcane. I'm not gonna... Google, how do you say this?
She's not right.
Abans.
Abans. Not the way it's spelled. At 10th level, you get...
Well, she sounded like she said bacon earlier, and then we got on a Jesus conversation.
I don't know how they got there.
So, I don't think that's right either.
At 10th level, you get Arcane Abans. Let's see here. When you use a spell slot of 4th level or lower, you can condense the magic spell's magic into a mote. The spell is frozen in time.
Like, Essig.
And at the moment of casting, and let's see, from the moment of casting, and is held within a gray bead for 1 hour. This bead is tiny, has an AC of 15 and 1 HP. It is immune to poison and psychic damage. Essentially, it's a non-magical item.
Now I have questions, but not about what we're doing. About hell's bells.
How so?
Because pregnancy brain. It's a bitch, guys. I'm gonna tell you this right now, because normally my memory is pretty good. Hold on. Let's see. Where was Essig from, for fuck's sake?
Shorehouse?
Yeah. Okay. So originally, all that crap was centered over there in the Dudamancy and the little moats, right? And then the witch bitch went over there to Veth's husband's house, and they were experimenting over there. But then there was Jorhas, there was the kingdom, and wherever her little dinky town is. But, like, obviously there's traces of it now in the new campaign. But, like, how close is that? Was that city ever brought up, like, in the second campaign where they are now?
I don't...
Drusar?
Drusar is somewhere else.
No, I know it's somewhere else, but I'm just saying, considering the amount of crap that's related to Dudamancy...
The word Dudamancy has never been mentioned in Campaign 3 as of yet.
No, but they... Oh, okay, you didn't watch that episode. But...
Again, listen, let's answer your question.
There's been hints of it, okay? Let's just say that. Multiple hints of it in the new campaign.
What was your question?
But I'm just like, was it ever brought up that it was, like, further out, too?
You tell me.
I don't know. That's why I'm asking you.
Why would I know?
I don't know.
You watched the episode. I didn't.
I'm just wondering if in campaign 2 it was ever brought up that it was... further out.
In camp, no, camping 2, the queen was always pretty, very, strongly against having dudamancy being spread out. I don't know, man.
But they also found sites, so that's why I'm just like,
Yeah, because dudamancy came from like the fall of one of the elder gods or something. Why do we know so much about? That's wild. Anyways, let me finish
watch
this
it
one.
all the fucking time, but I had an epiphany in my head and I needed to get the question out.
What was the epiphany though?
Just like, I don't know. Well, no, the epiphany was
I think you had a question more than an epiphany.
of if it ever got that far.
So that was your question.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Dudamancy is an umbrella source of magic, not an entire school of magic. Yeah, I mean...
No, I just mean like the specific things in that campaign. Like if it
No,
was
that's what Shady said.
if it was ever tied back, well, like the dodecahedron and the silver crap that they were
I
making.
think we're getting way off topic here. Because
the actual items, not the school of magic. If they ever
the bead
floated
is
over
tiny.
that
It has an AC of 15 and 1 HP. It's immune to poison and psychic damage. When the duration ends for an hour, the bead is destroyed and it vanishes into a flash of light, and the spell is lost. You've used a spell slot, and you're never getting it back until you take a long rest.
So his moat thing was just him? I always thought that was Essex training him.
I haven't even told you what the moat is.
No, I know, but it sounds like it's just like you get it once you get there.
I'm trying to explain what it is.
Okay, well, hurry up.
I wish I could. A creature holding the bead can use its action to release the spell within, whether or not the bead disappears. Oh no, whereupon the bead disappears. Excuse me. The spell uses your spell attack bonus and save DC. The spell is treats the creature who released it as it cast for all other purposes. So essentially, you can cast hold person in a little bead and hand it to your fighter. You alright?
It kicked me really hard. Sorry.
So yeah, you can essentially what it is, it's spell storing. You can store a spell between 1st and 4th level, and you can hand it to someone else. It still costs your spell slot. It only lasts for an hour, but it's nice because you can do like invisibility, fly, fireball, comprehend languages.
Why are you so violent? Is it because we're talking about the class that a person like you is named after?
No, we're not. We're not talking about Transmuter.
I thought we were.
We're talking about Chronomancy!
Oh, we're not. Okay.
Ah!
So I got confused for a second. Well, you get kicked in the groin by a foot.
You were just arguing about Essex!
I know. I got distracted.
Uh-huh.
Sorry.
Last ability! Convergent Future. That sounds badass. Starting at 14th level, you can peer through possible futures and magically pull one of those events around you, ensuring a particular outcome. When you or a creature you can see within 60 feet of you makes an attack roll or ability check or saving throw, you can use a reaction to ignore the roll and decide what the number is. You have to, it says here, decide whether a number rolled is a minimum to succeed or a minimum to fail. Your choice. You choose the number. When you use this feature, you gain 1 level of exhaustion. It doesn't say here that there's a limit. You could just essentially keep on doing this, getting more and more exhausted.
You're gonna hear more ASMR as
Alright, here we go.
Someone's gonna have to pee. Probably me.
I know for a fact you don't know the abilities we just went over.
Okay, it was Essex, not Caleb. But I have a question. Like, I thought the moat wasn't tied into his class. I thought it was tied into his backstory, I guess.
What moat?
The little thing you just described. Because he did that
The bead?
Yeah.
That's a subclass ability.
No, I know, but it made it, like, story-wise, it made it sound like it was more of a, like, where he came from versus what he is.
Are you talking the mode of possibility?
No.
Then what do we argue about? It's his subclass ability. Stop saying it's not.
No, I said I didn't know that. That's what I'm trying
Oh,
to
okay.
tell you is I didn't think it was part of his subclass. I just thought it was just because he was into all that shit.
I mean, he was into dudamancy.
No, I understand. But I'm just saying, I thought it was something different and not his subclass.
It is his subclass. He took dudamancy. Oh boy. I don't know why that was weird to me. But essentially, the Time Wizard, we're gonna start calling it, is pretty cool. You're faster. You have better initiative scores. You can do reaction to reroll. You can do you can stop people. You have free hold persons. You can store. You could spell store, which is something that artificers can do. And you can essentially choose what number to roll anytime you want, and cost an exhaustion point, which probably the first 2 times are probably worth it. You can suffer 2 level exhaustions and still be viable in a fight. So until you hit like exhaustion 3, where you start going to a death spiral. That's where it's bad. Last wizard. Ready?
No.
I said we had 2 more. Well, we had a big discussion. I don't know why.
Okay, well, quickly, because your kid's killing me here.
All right, here we go. Google, what are we talking about today?
Graviturgy.
Graviturgy.
She really needs to brush up on her English.
Essentially, wizards that study gravitational forces, the actual... when it comes to time and space, they study space. You know, the whole 4th dimension or the whole 3 dimensions around them. So, second level, you get adjusted density. At second level, as an action, you can magically alter the weight of one creature or object that you can see within 30 feet of you. It must be large or smaller than that. And the target's weight must be... the target's weight is halved or doubled for 1 minute until your concentration ends. If you half a creature's weight, their speed increases by 10, and they can jump twice as far. Woo! If you give them doubled the amount, their speed is reduced by 10 feet, and they have advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws. Not bad. 6th level, Gravity Well. At 6th level, whenever you cast a spell on a creature, you can move the target 5 feet into an unoccupied space of your choice. Says here, if the spell hits with an attack or say, oh, sorry, misread. Essentially, whenever you cast a spell, you can just shift their body. Scorching Ray, move them 5 feet. You know, Fireball, if they fail the saving throw, you can move them 5 feet. So this guy can move. You can move people. You're pulling them away, using the time and space, the space part. Violent Attraction at 10th level. When another creature you can see within 60 feet of you hits you with a weapon attack, you can use your reaction to increase the attack's velocity, causing the target's attack to take an extra 1d10 damage of that weapon's type. So you can help your friend. What's that, Mr. Bow and Arrow? You're about to shoot a bow? Whoo! It's like a bullet, and it does 1d10 extra.
He could be like, what's his face? Can't think of his name.
Percy?
No, the blue guy in Guardians of the Galaxy when he controls
cool,
the arrow.
Yondu.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alternatively, if a creature within 60 feet of you takes damage from a fall, you can use your reaction to increase the fall damage by 2d10. So if someone's falling, you're like, no, further down. And they hit even harder. You can use this feature a number of times equal to your intelligence modifier. I'll be very honest, we're at 10th level now. I'm not very impressed with these abilities. Sad as it says.
You're never really impressed with everything unless it blows you out of the water and it's semi-broken.
The time magic blew me out of the water, but we didn't really get to that now, did we?
Shush. You make a baby.
Last ability at 14th level, Event Horizon. That sounds awesome. As an action, you can magically emit a powerful field of gravitational energy that tugs on all creatures for up to a minute or until your concentration ends. For the duration, whenever a creature hostile to you starts its turn within 30 feet of you, it must make a strength saving throw against your spell DC. On a fail, it takes 2d10 force damage, and its speed is reduced to 0 until the start of your next turn. So start of its turn, it's within 30 feet of you. Start. Makes a save. Fails. Speed is 0. Can't get to you. However, if it's already within 5 feet of you, that's not really going to help. Doesn't really need to move. On a success, it takes half as much damage, and every foot it moves counts as 2 feet of movement. So 5 feet counts as 10 feet. So it's rough terrain. Again, not fully impressed. It's 14th level. What do you think?
The arrow thing's cool.
Arrow thing's pretty cool. That's a good visual, right? That's a really good visual. And that's it. We're done.
Yeah, that we're done.
No more wizards. We don't want to talk about wizards anymore.
Unless there's a new one, but not
Unless
now.
there's a new one, which honestly, let's be
What will
honest.
happen?
Wizards of the Coast just bought D&D Beyond. There's probably going to be a new book released to celebrate it all.
And we don't have all the source books. I think we don't have Critical Role. Well, I mean, we have the new one, but there's another one they
The
came
original
out with. And another one they came out with.
Yeah. But that's what we're going to call it a stream. Shady, I know you were lurking for all that time. Thank you for hanging out. Again, we're not streaming tomorrow. Sorry. But
Following Saturday.
I think we have a one-shot rerun.
Yes.
Which is it?
I forgot.
Well, we have one. So keep up for that one.
I don't have my phone in front of me that has all the schedule and notes, and I have baby bladder, so I gotta go.
You have the internet. Do you really need the books? Good point. Touche. All right. Later,
Books are
guys.
more fun.
Laters.
Bye.